In this video and in subsequent video, we are going to be talking about workflow directly or indirectly. Now, before I continue, I just want to say that if this is the first video that you are watching from the Git and Github training series, then please go watch the videos before this. There are actually about 11 videos before this particular video. So going back to watch those videos will actually help you to understand what we'll be discussing as from this point, right? And so that we can be on the same page, right? So just go to my GitHub profile. In the GitHub training resource repository, go to the README, and in the README, you will find links to places where you will be able to find all the YouTube videos in one place. But if you already have if you have already watched all those videos, then you can just continue with this video. So, like I said, we'll be talking about workflow. Now, workflow is, what should I say, has to do with the way that repository maintainers, right, go about maintaining their repositories. What processes do they follow, right? What repetitive patterns, right? How do they organize and structure the process whereby people contribute to or maintain the repositories. So if the repository or when the repository is managed by just one person or very few persons, we usually find that they usually don't create branches, right? For example, this main branch, right, which is our default, right? That main branch, which is like the main branch, right? Uh, the repository maintainers, if it's just a person like I said, or just a few group of persons, they'll just keep pushing changes into this main branch, like making commits directly into this main branch, right? While this is a workflow that some people follow, it's still dangerous even for a person or a small group of persons. That's because if uh, you spoil anything, right, in that repository or in that code base, like it's hard to uh, and maybe it's hard to retrace your steps, then there will be so much problem to uh, get the code or the content of the repository to it will be hard to get it back to where it was before. So personally, and I think a lot of people would encourage you to actually create branch, right, which is what we have been doing in the past videos, and even in the task we created a branch from the main branch, right, to make our changes there, so that if you make a change that probably you can't even retrace your step back, it's so complex that to retrace your step back you would have to spend so much time, right? You can just actually, if you get tired of that branch, what is in that branch, you can just delete the branch, right? When you go back to main branch, you have what, like, you can start afresh, right, and create another branch and work on what you wanted to work on. So yeah, so but then still creating a branch directly from main, right, and then merging back into main may still have, like, it's a workflow that some people also follow, especially for small projects too, but then it may also have its disadvantage. So I'm just going to use this simple example to explain that. So let's say that uh, you are on this GitHub user interface, and let's say that this pull request feature does not exist yet, which means that definitely the pull request uh, button will not be among these buttons in these tabs, right? So the pull request, let's just assume that it's not there at the moment. The feature does not exist. So tomorrow you came back, as in tomorrow you come back rather, and then you find the pull requests button among these tabs here, and then you click on it because you are curious. You click on it the first time, doesn't look like anything changed. You click on it second time, and then click on it the third time again, nothing actually changes. So you're like, so what does this do? Okay, you forget about it, you go about your business, go to sleep, come back again tomorrow, right? And then you decided to try it out again. And then you click on it, and then this time around, oh, it works kind of, but then it takes you to a page that is empty. Now that is confusing. I'll be like, okay, so why did they put this button here to take me to an empty page? It doesn't make sense. So you can see that we're making incremental changes, right, inside the main branch, and it is kind of immediately visible to the user once it is deployed like that. So what people usually do is to have a branch, a separate branch, where all these incremental changes, either you are fixing something or you are creating a new feature, right, where all these incremental changes are first dumped, right, and then tested, right, before the owner of the repository would now merge into the main branch. Then, oh, you will now see that, oh, there's a pull request button in among the tabs now, and then you can click on it, and then it does exactly uh, what it is supposed to do for the user, right? So, uh, it is a common practice, right, for the develop branch to be called develop, right? So, this develop branch, right, uh, some most times, like I said, it is called develop branch, right? But then you can always check the project readme or their documentation or something like that, just to ensure that, okay, they don't have a different name for it, right? So that is that about what the develop branch does, right? So before I continue, I just want to say that as from this point, right, when you see develop among the branches, right, you know that, oh, this repository actually wants me to deal directly with the develop, not the main branch, right? Again, you can check their README file for instructions on how to uh, contribute to the repository, or you check their documentation. But usually once you see a develop branch among the branches, it is just preferable, like to um, click on the develop branch, right? Make sure that you are in the develop branch before you now create a branch, right? For example, if you want to create a test branch now, you can see here that I have create test branch from develop. Remember the other time, or in the previous videos, we usually had from main, but this time around it's from develop. So ensure that as from this point, even in the next set of tasks that you're doing, right, just always interact with the develop branch. You no more have business with the main branch. So I'm just going to I'm just going to say one more thing before we move on to the next video. So you can see that the main branch is the default branch. So by default, GitHub would make the main branch or master branch, because like I said in one of the videos, or if I didn't even remember to say it, I'm saying it now, right? That the main branch, right, is the new way of referring to master. So if you see master, if you see main or master, they actually are the same, just a change of name, right? Older repositories might use master and newer ones may just use main. So yeah, so main is the default branch. In the next video, I will actually explain uh, default branch, right? The relationship with develop branch and also the relationship with pull requests.